Hi guys, this is RiceEye123 here. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. This is going to be a little new series that I'm calling kind of first preferences, final thoughts. Not preferences, that's not what it's supposed to be. First impressions, final thoughts. And it's essentially going to be like a review of the new games coming out. I'm going to give you my first impressions of the game that I'm playing, and then when I finish it, I'll do another review, and that will be my final thoughts. So today with the first game, it is Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. I've played probably about 4 hours of this so far. It's about a 15-hour game, and all the footage you are seeing will be from early game and is captured on Xbox Series S. Um, but yeah, I like this. Like, this isn't a bad game at all. It has its flaws, but overall it's a really enjoyable experience that I found to have. Um, and I'm kind of like that target audience. I'm just your casual kind of like gamer, I guess. Um, so yeah, I'll give you a quick overview about the game, and then I'll get into some of the things that I think work, some of the things that don't work, and kind of just my overall opinions about it, really. And then we'll see how that changes in my final thoughts video that I'll post when I finish this. So the game is kind of set in the fictional, I guess, realm of Dawn, if you like. You play as a character called Nor, who basically, like, spoiler free, by the way, accidentally unleashes the god of death. Like, that happens within the first like few moments of the game, right? I won't spoil any major storyline stuff that I've come across yet. Um, but yeah, the game it's a unique experience, I'd say. It's kind of like God of War meets a Souls like, which on paper sounds amazing. Um, does it work? Yes. Is it brilliant? No. Um, it's very simple. It's obviously a double A game, not a triple A game. So it's it's much smaller than I would have liked. I would have loved to seen this on like a more of a bigger scale, maybe like a closer to a 30-hour game or something. We were never going to get that, especially with this game. So what we've got here, I quite like it. Um, so yeah, the good. I mean, I guess it's fun. The gameplay is fun, right? Like, the gameplay is probably the best bit for me. Um, as you can see, probably in the gameplay here on the left, there's like a multiplier system. So it is like a Souls-like game. So when you get kills, you earn a currency. In this game, it's called reputation. You can then use that reputation to unlock skills from the skill tree, upgrade your weapons, spend at vendors, the whole shebang, right? Um, However, the multiplier system is that when you kill an enemy, you don't bank that reputation. Okay? You don't get to use it because you start building up, like, I guess, a multiplier. And the way you build up and increase your multiplier is by using different abilities in combat. This I really like because you essentially are encouraged to use lots of different abilities in the game to increase your multiplier and then increase the amount of reputation you earn. And the reputation that you earn will be a percentage of what you've currently banked, if you like. If you are hit at any point when you are building up your multiplier, it goes away. Okay, you lose the multiplier and you just bank whatever you earn. Okay, so there's not really a massive penalty to it, but there's enough of a penalty to it to make it feel quite annoying. So next up is the skill tree. So the skill tree is very simple, but in this game that kind of works. It's split into three parts. You have powder, melee, and magic. The magic one I'll talk a bit about later, but your melee is your axe abilities, and your powder are your flintlock abilities, right? So the main two weapons you'll be using are your axe, which you can see me wielding in the gameplay above, and your flintlock, which is, I guess, like your secondary ability. And these two actually work pretty well together. It's really sick when you get like a killing blow with the flintlock. But yeah, the skill trees are very simple. And they work, the powder and the melee skill trees, they upgrade your melee and your ranged attacks. They work, that's fine. There's some really cool abilities there that I'd encourage you to just have a look and play around with yourself. I'm not going to spoil exactly what they are, but there are some really cool abilities in there that I haven't really got around to using yet because I'm still early in this game. But so the magic ability, or the magic skill tree, sorry, is based around Enki. So early in the game, you meet a god who wants to help you in your quest to defeat the god of death, called Enki, and your magic abilities come from him. And essentially, when you inflict magic damage on an enemy, you build up, I can't remember what it's called, but you build up a bar like a stagger meter, and then once that bar fills up, you get like a heavy blow or a killing blow on an enemy, right? Um, that's fine. Some of the abilities are really cool. However, it's just a bit naff sometimes. Okay, like you just mash. I'm just button mashing Y a lot of the time to inflict Enki damage on them. I feel like there's a lot more they probably could have done with this. I don't know what exactly, but it doesn't hit all that well in my opinion. Some of the abilities are cool. Your ultimate ability comes in the form of magic and the form of Enki. That's cool to use, I guess. But yeah, the rest of it, I don't know. If it was a little bit, I don't know, it just falls short. It falls short for me. But that's just my personal opinion. Some of you might really like it, and if you do, great, amazing. I'm trying to play down like a magic and powder build, but the magic abilities just, I don't know, they just don't really do it for me so far. There's a lot of weapons you can actually find as well in the world. Different axes, different flintlocks. Some of them are really cool. Some of them really favor towards like how you want to play the game. You can find flintlocks with less ammo but higher damage outputs, or the ones that inflicts even magic damage to stagger your enemies. And you can find other axes. I haven't found all that many so far, but I'm still early game. You can also upgrade these weapons. Um, these weapons can be upgraded from common right the way. I'm assuming through legendary. I haven't got far enough to get a weapon to that rarity yet. But yeah, just bear in mind that when you find a lot of weapons, they will come in common rarity. So yeah, bear that one in mind, and save your resources maybe if you are hoping to find a better weapon to use if you're not happy with your current build. Um, One of my main issues comes with like the parkour system in this. You can There's a lot of like landscaping. There's a lot of like jumping across gaps or like finding routes to get to what you would think are unreachable areas. um, a lot of the times the character just doesn't grapple onto an edge properly, and it's really annoying because then you lose all that progress and you have to go back through and do it all again and hope that you grab it better next time, and it's just a bit of a hassle in my opinion. And on top of that as well, the frame rate in the game seems to drop here and there. Like there's not a huge pressure on this game compared to like other games that you'll be playing, like AAA games, right? So I'm hoping that in the future an update comes out to maybe sort out the frame rate a little bit, because it does drop from time to time pretty noticeably. I mean, you might have seen it through some of the cutscenes, especially in the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen now. But it's not the best system. The only other thing that kind of really, I guess, I didn't gel with all that well were like the voice acting. It's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's not great. Like it's not bad. It's just fine for a AAA experience, right? Like don't get me wrong. We've had some games in the past that have had terrible voice acting. This is not terrible. It's just a little bit cringe sometimes, I'd say. Um, but on the whole, it's a very very minor thing that I'm picking on here. Um, but I thought I'd just mention it very quickly. Otherwise, I'm kind of yeah in the middle of the game. Like there's a lot of things that I'm like I find not good, not bad, just a bit like okay, that's cool. One thing is the bosses. The bosses, they're not hard, they're not easy, they're not. Some of them are quite creative. There's nothing that mesmerizes me about them, but also I don't find them bad. They're just kind of meh, which is fine for some people. If you're going into a game expecting massive boss battles because you heard the word Souls, like you're not really going to get that with this. Enemy types are also quite samey. I've come across a lot of undead enemies which have just kind of been grunts. They kind of feel like filler, which yeah, okay, fine. It's something to attack, I guess, while I make my way to the next village. Um, and there's also, I haven't actually touched on this yet, but there's an in-game game. Um, I didn't actually write it down, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but essentially it's almost like drafts, but you have to form a triangle with your own drafts, and you take in turns attacking and defending. Um, I don't know. Check it out if you're going to play the game. Like, it's cool. It's not great. It's not like Gwent from The Witcher, or even just a simple game of poker from Red Dead. It's just something else to change up the game a little bit, which I respect. Um, and the last thing I want to touch on very quickly as well is the setting and the graphics. The setting it's cool. It's almost like apocalyptic because you've got the god of the dead sending undead into the realm constantly, right? And the graphics, they're fine. There's nothing mind blowing. There's nothing. upsetting about them. They're just, they're good. They're good. That's it. That's all I'm going to say on it. Um, oh my god, I also almost forgot the story. Um, the story is fine. It's not amazing. It loses me quite early on. Like the concept of it is really cool. You've let out the god of death. It's taking over the land. Um, you got to go and fight some baddies and then go and beat it, right? Um, so far in the first 4 hours, there's been nothing that has really captivated me. I've got a lot of the story left, so I'm not going to make a massive judgment on the story so far, other than it's not really bringing my attention to it so far. I'm more in this for the gameplay than anything else. But who knows, man? Like maybe I'll get like I don't know 6 hours in and a bombshell will hit or something. I don't know. Like I guess only my final thoughts can really properly tell you how the story plays. But so far, early on, it's not really captivating me at the moment. So on the whole, what do I think of this game? I know I've said a fair bit of negative, but really the positives outweigh the negatives on this game so far. I think if you've got some spare time or you're looking for something to play, yeah, check this one out. Um, if you're on Xbox, it's on Game Pass, so download it from Game Pass. If you're on PlayStation or another or on PC, it's going to cost you some money. I don't know if I would want to pay full price for this game. So, if you're not on Game Pass, maybe wait this one out a little bit. Um, but yeah, it's great. If you're looking for something to play, I definitely recommend checking it out. But like I said, the gameplay, that's the standout thing for me so far. It's like God of War meets a Souls-like game, but just not quite as good as God of War. Um, but the story, the story hasn't captivated me so far. And there are some issues, but overall, like it's a really fun experience, and I'd recommend checking this out and let me know what you think about it. I'll be back shortly I hope shortly, with a final thoughts video on this to see if my opinion changes. Um, but so far, this is going to get a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Okay, I'm hoping that the next 10 hours or so of this game can make this go higher. But if not, my current thought is a 7.5. We'll see if that changes in the final thoughts video, which I'll link down below once I've done it. Um, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you've managed to get a feel for what the game might be like. And if you are playing it, let me know what you think down below. So please, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.